Hello, my name is Anu Shodigbe and I'm a supporter of the Royal Humane Society. It's my pleasure to share a story of great bravery from the year 1842, which the Royal Humane Society recognised. To set the wider context, this is the year in which Dr. F. Borton saved the life of James Clark. So let's begin. On the 5th of October 1842, James Clark fell into the River Derwent at Moulton. From the best calculation that could be arrived at, it is thought that he remained in deep water nearly 10 minutes. On his body being found, life appeared all but extinct. But after the ceaseless use of remedial measures for nearly 3 hours, animation was restored. Dr. Francis Borton, a resident physician of that place, took a very active part in the direction of the case and in the application of the measures which were had recourse to. Mr. William Rymer, surgeon to the public dispensary, very actively assisted on the occasion. The following is Dr. Francis Borton's official report of the case. According to the best direct and circumstantial evidence I can procure, the actual time he appears to have been under water was 10 minutes. The body, when taken out, retained some warmth. The face was both livid and turgid. The lips were especially livid. The eyelids were closed, and the pupils were perfectly dilated. The general appearance was that of a person in a state of apoplexy. The warmth was most perceptible over the region of the thorax. The extremities, namely the feet, legs, and thighs, were cold. At first, a bloody, but afterwards a pure mucus occasionally came from the mouth. The depth of the river where he fell in was about 7 feet, and it was from 12 to 15 feet deep where he was found, at a distance of about 70 yards from the place where the accident occurred. The body was raised from the bottom of the river by means of a long pole with a hook affixed to the end of it, and the only thing which served to guide the person in the boat where to use it was a little bubble which now and then arose to the surface of the water. Both the finding the body and in fact the final restoration to life can only be ascribed to the remarkable in the position of Providence. The body was removed on a door to the nearest respectable inn, a distance of 100 yards, and placed upon a table in a spacious, well-aired kitchen. It was then well rubbed till perfectly dry, and bleeding was had recourse to, but only 2 or 3 ounces could be abstracted. It was the very livid and apoplectic appearance of the face, and moreover his having been previously intoxicated, that suggested the propriety of such a remedy. I then directed the body to be occasionally raised from and then lowered again to the table, and directed warmth and constant friction with the hands to be kept up on the extremities, and bladders to be filled and renewed with hot water to be rolled about over the thorax, and to be locally applied under the armpits and between the thighs. At certain intervals, I kept pressing the diaphragm upwards with the view of effecting renewed action of the lungs. I likewise found, I thought, evident advantage to result from friction with my own hand over the region of the stomach and the solar plexus, in rousing the action of the nervous system and in exciting the heart. I often applied it also very strong aromatic vinegar to the nose, and at the last of all, when recovery was slowly progressing, strong common vinegar was applied to the face, and the whole of the chest was well rubbed with it. This restorative plan was very actively and perseveringly kept up for nearly 3 hours, when strong convulsions began to take place, clearly evidencing the tendency that there at length was to a restoration to life. So evident indeed that when I made a pressure on the diaphragm and frictions over the stomach, it required at times 5 or 6 people to restrain his motions. The discharge of mucus from the mouth frequently required removing. When sufficiently recovered, he was put into bed with warm blankets and allowed as much green tea as he could take. Mr. Rymer and myself paid him 3 visits before 12 o'clock. the accident having occurred about 3 in the afternoon. On the following morning, after removal of his lodgings, he had a very suffused countenance, attended with considerable disturbance of the brain, very great thirst, pain in the middle of the chest, and under and over the region of the liver, with a sense of general and great soreness over the abdomen. By confinement in bed, low diet, leeching, and blistering the chest, mild aperients, and salliness conjoined with tartarized antimony, he gradually improved and recovered, and a day or two since, he started on horseback to see his mother at Urswick in Yorkshire. Mr. Colby bled James Clark, but having done that, being otherwise engaged, he left the case under the management of Mr. Rymer and myself. Thank you for listening. This is just one of thousands. The Society is encouraging people to become one of their governors. For just £100 in 2024, you will be invited to attend a variety of Society events, such as their annual General Court, where you'll see awardees receive their medals and hear their amazing stories. You'll also get a 250th anniversary certificate and an invitation to a special celebration at St. Paul's Cathedral in September. If you'd like to find out more about the Society and their work, do visit their website and support them however you can in their 250th year. Thank you.